Hi everyone, good morning. Can you hear me?
Present.
Morning. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Okay, today I'll show you how to create the Office application. Okay, usually with SCCM how we will create. Okay, so first I'll show you the packages which we have already created for understanding. See, for every application there is a binary, right? So this is the binary or the installer. Setup.exe is the binary, and along with this exe there are some supporting files for Office. Okay, these are some supporting files here. Okay, these are given by the vendor only. Okay, we'll get these files automatically. Okay, so no need to worry about it. The binaries are setup.exe and some supporting files, and what we will create or what will be generated or necessary is the configuration.xml, because I'll show you how we are packaging it. See, this is the application I'm showing you. Here in deployments types, we can see the installed and uninstalled what we are using. Here in the installation program means to install, what we are doing is we are giving the setup.exe and then giving a command called /configure and then giving the configuration.xml. I'm just pasting it in the notepad for a brighter view. Okay, what it is doing, setup.exe is the binary which we have, and we are running it using a command, just like we are running the MSI with the /qn/qb, like that we are running it using the /configure, and we are using the configuration.xml file. Means we are passing this configuration.xml data to the setup.exe through the command called configure. Okay, whatever is in the configuration.xml, that data will be taken by the setup.exe, and setup.exe will run appropriately. What is the data which is in configuration.xml means? See, this is the configuration.xml which is automatically created while we are creating a package through SCCM. Okay, so this is the package, and what does it contain? It contains the OS data, 64-bit, 32-bit, like that. What is the 32-bit or 64-bit, that one. And next one is what is the version of that application. Okay, and the configuration ID is unique and it will be created based automatically, so no need to bother about it. The points to be considered is version, and then the architecture 64 or 36, and then the language which you are using, language ID. Here you are using English, EN English for United States. Okay, so and also some other applications like Groove, Link means Skype only, and Bing, like that. Okay, so and also shared computer licensing means licensing is for a device or it is for a user. Okay, if it is a user means only that particular user will have the license, required license. If it is a device means whoever uses that system will have that licensing. And also force shutdown, the application should shut down or restart after the application installation or not, like that. Okay, so this has the information of the whatever needs to be installed and which language, and accept EULA means agree to the terms and conditions. While installing we'll get, right, I agree checkbox, so that is here, like accept EULA is equal to true. Okay, display level full means the display level you can see like UI, whatever UI you are getting you can see the UI like that. Okay, there will be three forms in the display level. Okay, normal, basic and full. So usually we will go with full only. This will be created, I'll show you. I'm just telling you that in the configuration file we have data like in which language it should install, which version it should install, what are the components like Skype, Office, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, whatever it should install, and then whether it has a device user based or a machine based, how to handle the restart or shutdown. Okay, how to handle the device based license if you have, and also this cache override means overriding the previous application data. and also the display level, which is the UI, which you can see, and accept EULA is the accepting the license or everything, like I agree box you will check, right, while installing. That is the one. This is automatically created while we are doing. So using this configuration file, we are installing the application setup.exe/configure and configure.xml. Okay, and also uninstallation also we are doing with setup.exe/configure uninstall.xml. Uninstall.xml we will create actually. Okay, this is the basic one, the same one which we all use. Okay, force shutdown, restart, display should not be there, agree to the terms and condition, and it should uninstall. This is a basic uninstallation only. Okay, remove all is equal to false is the condition. And then I'll show you how to create it. Just I'm telling you that there are two parts, setup.exe and the configuration.xml, which are necessary for the application to install. Okay, so whatever file setup.exe and office we have, this can be downloaded from internet if you're manually doing it. If we are doing with SCCM, this will be created automatically. Okay, now here I'm creating a Microsoft O365 application. Okay, I'm creating a test application, so I have kept this test. Okay, this is the name I am giving. Now what we have to do is, we have to go to the console and go to the software library here. Okay, and come down, very much down, and here is the Office 365 client management. Office 365 client management is there. Okay, this option we should select, and we should drag this one to the end. There should be one place option. See, while you drag it little bit, you will get the Office 365 installer. Then you should click on the plus button. Here, this is the plus, click on it. It will take a while to open. Many have opened. Okay, this is the Microsoft O365 client installation wizard. Okay, this is the way which we are doing the package. So what name I would like to give, we should give the name. Usually we'll give the naming format, you know, right? Microsoft O365. It is based on the organization, the format will be. Here what we are using is Microsoft O365. What is the model, like whether it is the enterprise one, whether it is a semi-annual one, like that we are using. Okay, so and we are giving the month in which we are creating it, and what is the version, last 4 digits of the version we are using. You can use the naming as per your organization only, enterprise and all I'll tell you. Okay, now I'm giving the name called test. Now I have to select the current content location where I want to keep the content, setup.exe and all. That location is which location? This is the location where I want the application to be created. Okay, so I am copying this path and pasting it here. You can also browse the same. Okay, click on next. You have to go to the Office customization tool. This is the tool which will create the structure or the configuration file. Which architecture we want to deploy, on a 32-bit machine or a 64-bit machine. All the OS are 64-bit mostly now, so we will select 64-bit. Here we will get some options to install in the Office suites. If you see the product, which one you want to install? Office 365 for Enterprise, Office 365 for Enterprise, no Teams, means Teams won't get installed, rest of them will get installed. Office Apps for Business, Office Apps for Business, no Teams. Okay, and Professional plus Standard, and these are all there. Okay, this can be decided based on your organization only, what your organization is preferring. It want to go with the enterprise model, or it want to go with the business model, or it want to install some Professional plus or something, or a standard one. This all will be decided by your organization, where you are using and which type of applications you are using earlier or in the current project. Okay, in my project I am dealing with apps for enterprise. Okay, so I am selecting the enterprise with Teams only. Okay, there is no Teams, means Teams won't there. The normal one is with Teams only. And also some additional applications like Visio, Project are there. But I don't want any of them in my application. I want only Office related applications like Excel, Word and all. Okay, so this one is there, Office Enterprise I have selected. And coming down, if you are doing some other application, right, you can select here. You can ignore the selection of Office suite and you can select the Visio Professional or like that. If you want to do only Visio Professional application, you can select the relevant one. If you want to do only the project application, then you can go to the Project Standard 2019. You're getting right. If you want to go with Office application, you should select this. In addition to Office application, if you want to add the Project Standard and all other applications, these are nothing but other applications. Okay, Microsoft applications. If you don't want to add them, you can select none. Okay, if you want to individually do that, you can select that appropriate one and keep the Office as none. Okay, in my case, I'm only installing the Office, want to create an Office, so I'm selecting the Microsoft 365 as for Enterprise and coming down. Here also these models are there. Okay, semi-annual means whichever releases semi-annual means in 2 times in annually, like that. Monthly enterprise means the changes which will be updated every month. Okay, and the current channel is a different one. Okay, the current channel, whatever you are using, there will be a minor changes to it. So mostly what we are using is a monthly channel or a semi-annual enterprise channel. Okay, so here we are using in our organization semi-annual enterprise channel. This also can be decided by your organization only. Okay, and then once you select this semi-annual enterprise channel or anything, you will get a relevant version which is available. Okay, you can click on it and you can see multiple versions. If you see, means there are this many binaries. The binary is there for this one, this version 20670. If you want to go with the earlier version 20648, okay, if the requirement is for 20648, not 670, not for the latest one, the client wants only the 648 version, then you can click this and proceed further. If you want to go with the latest version, you can select the higher one, okay, upper one. If you want to go with any of the lower ones, based upon the versions, you can decide. Okay, I'm going with the latest one. And then I came here. Okay, here are the applications you should select. This is clearly easy job actually. Do you want Excel in your application? Yes, I want Excel. Do you want OneNote in your application? No, I don't want OneNote. Okay, whatever you want, you should enable that. And whatever you don't want, you can disable it. Okay, in my application, what all will be there in Office usually? Usually Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, Word, Outlook, and Access. And some people won't use Access also. Okay, based upon your requirement, you can click these options. And for some applications like a city and all, some specific project applications. In my case, we have something like city application. Okay, so in this case, they have a different requirement. Okay, this is a city application. There are 2 applications, enterprise and city. For city, we don't want Teams or anything to install. So whatever is required for them, only Outlook. If I want to give only Outlook to them, I can give only Outlook to them. Okay, I can select this. This is the by this selecting only you can provide which features you want to provide to the end user. So usually whatever is there, I'm selecting those. Okay, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, Outlook, and Word. You want to use Bing service, like while in search, if you want to use Bing service, you can select it. This is not necessary actually. Bing, you know, right? Like a browser, while you open browser, Bing will come. In Bing search, you can search anything. So after launching any of your application, if you want to search in Bing, this can be auto routed like that, in help tab like that. So this is not needed. I'm clicking off. Okay, clicking on next. Primary language, in which language you want to go. Okay, there are different languages here. If you are any specific kind of person which you need a specific Spanish language, Portuguese language, you can select that language. Okay, or if you're a standard one, usually we all go with English. English, there are two types, United Kingdom and United States. Okay, this is again your organization requirement, like what you want to go with. Usually people go with United States only. Okay, so and some additional languages. Other than that, you want to go with some Arabic or Bulgarian, there are options are there. Okay, I want to go with only English. I don't want to go with multiple languages. So I have selected English and clicking on next. And also proofing tools will be there. In some applications we are getting for proofing tools like that. In this case also you can select the proofing tool is an additional tool which users can use for their own functionality related. Okay, I don't know the total use of it, but some people will use a proofing tool also. We also got applications to package on proofing tool. So proofing tool is one more kind of application where they want the office to be present in a particular language. The proofing tool should be present in a German language, means you will select the German or Gujarati like that. Okay, so you can select here. In my case, I'm only selecting the English language and clicking on next. And shut down running application. If there are any running applications related to Word, Office, what are the applications related to Office like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, they should be shut down while installing this application. If you want them to be shut down automatically, because sometimes if those are open, the installation might not complete as expected. So you can shut down this application. If you think that user data will be lost, you can off it. Okay. For now, I am clicking on S. Please shut down the applications while installing and clicking on next. And these are the upgrade options, update and upgrade. Means along with Office, do you want to, while installing Office, do you want to uninstall Visio, Project, SharePoint or InfoPath? Means in this installation only, do you want to uninstall any of these? No, I don't want to uninstall any of these. I want only the Office application. And automatically upgrade to selected architecture, this is not a necessary one. Okay, because already we have selected the architecture we have. And licensing, accept the license terms, as we have to accept the license terms. Okay, usually we'll go with the user based only, because user based license is it will be easy and cost free to handle, and device based is more costly. So we don't have subscription to here. The setting requires for Office not description. Okay, we don't have this option, so we are going with user based. Okay, this is preferred actually, because everyone needs their own kind of Office, right? It's not like we are logging into some other machine and Office should be present in that, because the licensing is linked to each account which we are using automatically. And this general tab is not necessary. Click on next. Okay, that's it. If you see, we have selected the product, Office, architecture and the Office 365 for enterprise. And in the language, we have selected the English, United States. In the installation, we have selected the running application should be shut down. In the update, we don't want anything to uninstall or upgrade. In the licensing part, we have accepted the terms and conditions for license. In general, we didn't select anything, and additional preferences also, we didn't select anything. Okay. Additional preference on it. Okay, now this is the part to review. You can review the application. Okay, review, it is asking you to keep the current settings Office open XML documents, open Office documents. Okay, you can read the content and you can select. Here we want to keep current settings, we'll select usually. Okay, whatever we have selected till now, that should be kept as it is. Okay, click OK. Now review your options here. You have the option to review here. Okay, if you have any changes, you can click on dismiss and go back and edit here in this tab. Okay, whatever you have provided here, architecture, update channel, semi-annual channel, what is the version you are using, what are the applications you have selected, you have not selected, excluded applications, okay, excluded features, and what is the language, what is the installation mode, what is the upgrade part, what is the licensing part. Okay, and then if you are fine with the settings, if you think everything is right, click on submit. Okay, again we came to this part of go to the Office customization tool. Now click on next. Do you want to deploy the application now? No, we don't want to deploy. We just want to create it. We don't want to send it to machine. Click on next. Okay, the default options. If you see here, these files are created. While we have made some changes and clicked on next, these files are created in this location which we have given to it. This contains the setup file, Office files, additional files, and the configuration file. Okay, we should wait till this working in progress is carried out. In interviews, if they ask you about some critical application, you have done something, if you have anything you can tell. If you don't have anything, you can mention this. Okay, you can tell like I didn't come across any critical application, but I came to know about how to create an Office application and how many types of Office applications we can create, like selecting the mode, selecting the type and all. Okay, you can just give an example like you have learned a new thing.
We can create all Microsoft applications.
We can create Visio and Professional Standard and
Visual Studio?
Not Visual Studio, Visio. Microsoft
Oh,
Visio.
no. Visual Studio also we can create, or it is a.
It is a different application. Visual Studio you can't create. Okay, Visio kind. I'm showing you here, no? Visio 2019. Visio you can create. Visual Studio.
Only Office products.
Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio comes in a different binary, direct binary. Okay, so you will run the binary. Usually you will place this binary on the user machine and ask the user to select. For Visual Studio, you will just take this binary and do a basic installation actually. Okay, just quiet installation. If you see, we are installing with only quiet command, and it will install only basic level and it will show in the control panel for Visual Studio. And after that, when you launch the Visual Studio, it will ask you for additional options like which features we have to select. In Office, what we did, we selected by ourselves, right? Before only we selected. But in Visual Studio, it will install in a basic way, and then once you launch it, it will ask you which options you want to proceed with, because this has some many sub features. So we are installing, and then it will ask you to select, and once you select, that additional files will be created in your installation directory. You can test if you're interested, Andy. We have a package. You can test manually also in your test machines. Okay. This Office has been created and I'm clicking on close here. Now we got the files. Office test. These are the files which has been created. Okay, this data and all is whatever features we have selected, that is there, and the configuration file is the major one. Okay, and it has the method which we have selected, semi-annual method, and the version we have selected, English, and what are all we have selected here, OneDrive, OneNote, Publisher, Bing. These are exclusions actually. Okay, if you see, these are exclusions. Exclude app means except these all, remaining all will be installed. Except these all features, the remaining features will be installed. Here the force shutdown is true, means the previous application should shut down or close while we are installing. So if you have changed your mind and you don't want to close them, you can simply change this here. Okay. If you don't want to applications to close while installing, you can change this option to false. Rest all is same only. And after this, you have to create an uninstallation one. Uninstallation is already there, right? I'll show you what it is. Uninstallation is a standard script actually. Okay. This has the remove all is equal to false means this is S only. This works in a reverse way. That's why it is considered as false. And this is the language which you have used, and force shutdown is there or not. Okay. So you can use the same script for uninstallation. Or you can go with the GUID. You can, after installation, you can check the control panel entries, registry entries, and you can create your own script for individual uninstallation also. But the uninstalling through XML is preferred, and this is also available in Google, and this is the same script we will be using it. Once we mention this, all will be removed whatever are installed through the application. Once you are giving this setup.exe and these commands, that will automatically check the version and the features which are installed, and it will get uninstalled. So this is the creation, and once you have created it, you can create a package. Installation will take time, but I'll show you how to create it. This is similar to application creation only. Okay, take the application name, launch the console, go to the place where you want to create the application. Usually under applications we'll create, okay, or the structure which we have created. Here let me create in pre-pod. Okay. Or this one more. Okay, our folder is the training folder. Okay, so this is the, in this folder I am creating application name, application publisher, application version. If you know the version, you can mention the version. This is the version, so version I'm mentioning. Already some application is there. Okay, I have named this like this because it says the test application is already there. Okay, if you remove this, it says applications names must be unique, means some other application with same name is existing here. So I'm just changing the name a little bit and keeping the version. Clicking on next. And if you want to add an icon also, you can add it here actually. Here it is an icon. Means while application is installing in the software center, if you can see the applications, right? See, for some applications there is some normal icon, and for some applications there is an icon. Okay, this is the icon you can set for your application in software center. So if you want to set the icon, in the icon you can browse the particular exe or the icon file. Where is my application? My application is here. I am selecting the setup.exe. There is a symbol, right, icon for this application. So I am selecting that. If you see that exe icon has been extracted here. The same icon which is here is coming here. So I am clicking on OK. Now the icon is reflecting here. So while clicking on browse, you can select an exe which has an icon, or you can select an icon file also. Okay. So in some cases you have icon file also. Let me show. So see here. This is an icon file, .ico file. You can directly select this file, and this is nothing but an image. Okay. Similarly, in our application, we have an icon I showed you. This icon has been selected, and click on next. And here in the deployment types, you should click on In the deployment type, you should click on add. Here only we'll give the application related information. I'm clicking on script installer because my application is related to script. Okay, not MSI. Actually, script means we are passing some command, right? So we can, for exes we can select script only, because other are not apt to our application. Okay, so I'm selecting script. Here I'm giving the name of the application. And also there will be a standard, like the application name should not exceed 50 characters actually. Okay, means if you count right with space, if you count this application 1 2 3 4 like that, it should not exceed 50. See here while I am deleting this, the column number is changing, right? So here the column should not exceed 50. The name can be of this much length. Okay, and it should not exceed 50. Okay, that is one standard is there. Okay, and now, so I'm giving my name like this and clicking on next, browse. Okay. I have given the content location, means I have told the application like this is the path where the binaries are there. And then I'm giving the installation program. What should be done for installation? For installation, first take the setup.exe. So I have just browsed the setup.exe. And then what is the command? The command is /configure configuration.xml. Okay, once I am giving this right, this configuration.xml will be taken from the location of setup.exe only. Means we have not browsed the configuration.xml, but it will take the configuration.xml from this place only where we have browsed the setup.exe. Setup.exe we browsed from this location, so the configuration file will be searched from this location only. That way it will take by itself and it will install. Similarly for uninstall, we will browse the setup.exe and then give the uninstallation.xml. Actually we don't have the uninstallation.xml, right? We'll create one. Usually we are used to use the earlier one only. You should check it. If it is not working, then you can modify it accordingly. I'm using the same binary. I'm checking whether there is any version. Okay. Now I have given the uninstallation also. And then here, right, once we install manually only, first we have to install manually. Just take this whole folder and go to the command prompt, open the command prompt in a test server and then run this path. Okay, once you run this path, then the application will get installed and you will get a detection method. The detection method you should add here. That will be usually a registry only. In my case, I'll show you. In my control panel, I have Office 365 application. So this is the application. What I'll do is I'll take the version number. I'll take the run Windows R. I'm taking the version number, noting it down. 20677. And then I'm opening the registry editor. And I'm going to the HKLM because I believe that this application is here, or HKCU also, or you can search from top also. I'm going to the very top now. Okay, computer. From computer, I'm searching Control F and the version. I'm clicking on match whole string. Match whole string will do, what it will do means it will check the whole value. Okay, whatever this value is exactly matching, wherever this value is exactly matching, that locations only it will show. It is showing here, but it is not the exact path, but it is showing in HKCU. So let me check this one. Let me show you here actually. Detection method, it is under HKLM. Office configuration version to report. Let's see if it is present or not. HKLM. Okay, this is the location where we have the version here. Okay, so we can use this particular path as the detection method. Okay, this is the previous application where I am referring to, because I am not getting the actual registry key, so I am just referred the previous one, and this is the location where they have mentioned. So we can use a similar path. Okay, let me check for one more. So the detection method you can directly get from the registry. Okay, they're using the standard path only, so we can go with the same. We can follow the same if there is a previous application. We don't have a previous application means you can come here, search in the control panel, current user or local machine, and see like by which way it has been installed, and based upon that we can search with the version. Once we get the exact version, and we can use that registry path as the detection method, because that version key will be present only if that particular application is present. Okay. So in our case, we are just referring to the previous application, and we observed that same version is present. Okay, version to report is the value. So in our application, whatever we have created, this is the application which we have created. The detection method, we have to edit it, and we have to give the HKLM, and we have to give the path, and what is the value, version to report. If you see here, version to report is the name, and this is the version. So we have to give the same version to report, or we can copy it from there to here directly. Version, and your version should be equal or greater than the current version. Then only your application is said to be installed. Or you can, if you exactly want to be equal to, you can also use equals. But a best practice is always use a greater than or equal to. Now the application is created. After deployment, I have selected few. After detection method, I have given the install experience. Install for system, install per user, you have to select. Okay, whatever you want to. And the requirements, if there are any prerequisites, and the return codes. If there is 3010 comes after the end of installation, it should soft reboot. This is all predefined only for this application. If you want a reboot, you can just keep it like that, because Office applications usually restart. If you want this restart to be not to be there, you can mention like 3010 is already there. You should go here, success, no reboot. If you do this, even the restart is required by application, not only Office application, any other application also. If you keep this, the application will be considered as success and come as installed, but reboot won't happen. For soft reboot means the application will install and it will reboot. Failure, no reboot means if it is failed also, it should not reboot. Okay. So the preferred one is restart, soft reboot. If you don't want to restart, success, no reboot. That's it. And click on OK. Most of the applications won't require restart. They will ask you few projects actually. They don't want to restart. They want to manually restart. Okay, once this is done, the application is created. After selecting those options, I have clicked on next, next, next only. Okay. And after this, you should right click the application, deploy. Deploy means send to the machine. Okay. You're sending it. You will click will select the collection for which you want to send. In my case, for my laptop I want to send. So I am selecting the collection in which my laptop data is there. After next, there is a point called distribution point. Actually, the distribution should happen. Means our data, whatever we have kept here, this should be distributed to the distribution servers which are present under the SCCM, so that each location, example Pune, Mumbai, UK, Sri Lanka, those all locations should get data. How they will get? This data will be stored in the respective distribution point, respective DP. That is nothing but a server which we are maintaining. And each server, this will be copied, one copy will be there, and then that application will install. So these all files will be copied to that respective distribution path. So we should select to which distribution paths it should distribute. If you select distribution point, you can select regional wise, Hyderabad, okay, Pune, you can select. Otherwise, distribution groups means global for everyone. Whatever distribution point is there in the console, in the SCCM console, that will be there. Okay, in my organization, these two are the DPs where we are selecting, so that each of the organization members should get this particular application. Okay, the DPs will get that particular application. So if you want to go with only Hyderabad, you can select the Hyderabad. Okay, I'm only selecting one for your understanding. Clicking on next. You should select whether it should forcefully install or the user should install. I am selecting available so that the user should install. If it is a mandatory install, auto install, you should select required. Okay. Available I am selecting and clicking on next. These are all default options. And you can select user notification for only restart. This says that notify user a new application is present, only application requires a restart. Means whenever application software, that particular computer requires restart, you should get a prompt. No, you should get a prompt every time. Like for this application is arrived on the user machine means user should know that new application is present. So that you should select. If you are selecting the below one, this will not prompt. This will only prompt the restart commands only. When restart is required, then only it will prompt. Okay. Then then you should uncheck this commit during maintenance window. Okay. And this is for embedded devices like ATMs and all. Okay, that's why we are not dealing with any kind of ATMs and all, right? So we are just unchecking this commit command. We are going to next, and here in the summary we can check what is the application name, which collection we have selected, what is the mode of application we have selected. Okay, what is the type, what all options we have selected here, we can check here. And if there is anything wrong, we can go back and check, modify it. Otherwise, we can click on next to move ahead. Once we click on next, this application will be ready and click on close. Once we close it, this is the application we have created. In the summary tab, you can see this as green, means the application data, whatever files or modifications we have done here, this data is being stored in the distribution points. Here I have distributed to only one distribution point, Hyderabad distribution point. So it is in progress. we should wait till it is green. See, here this is green, right? So same way we should wait till the particular one is becomes green. Once this becomes green, we can go to a machine where we have where we want that application to be available, and we can check here. Okay, once the application is arrived, you can just click on install and install it. Click on uninstall and uninstall it. This I showed you in your previous class, in the deployment class. If you missed it, please go through the links which I have shared you and see how we have deployed and how the application arrived here. Okay, just like these applications arrived here, right? That application 365, Microsoft 365 will arrive here, and you just click on install and it will get installed. Yeah, that's all is the Office application. And sometimes proofing applications also, I told you, right? Let me check further. Give me a moment. Yeah, this is one application which I received for a Polish language. Okay, if somebody wants to install a proofing tool, okay, with some specific language, after installation of Office, you want to install it like a patch or update kind of thing. Okay, you should use the same binary. This binary was provided by the client only. Okay, you can also download the same version of Office for which you want to add the proofing tool or the language. Okay, so this is for Polish language. So for that Office file, we are creating a configuration file, the simple configuration file with architecture and what is the product ID, what is the thing you are installing the proofing tool, and what is the language ID. Okay, this is the language ID. You can Google and get it, or you can create one more package here, and I showed you, right? You should go to this Office 365 and click on that, and then select the proofing tools in the drop down. You can select the language of the proofing tools and then also create the same. Okay, I'm just telling you as an example because I got this application. You might also get in your projects. So this is for proofing tools. You can do it from the console by selecting the drop down, or you can directly create a configuration file similar to this, and you can select the language ID. This language ID, by directly browsing in the internet in the Microsoft portal also, you can have the language ID. Okay, because the ID is PLPL, right? It's not like complete ID. For English, it is EN-US, EN-UK, like that. So you can use the same thing and you can install it. And this Office application is the data memory is so much actually. Okay, so it occupies more size, more space. So see, this is 2.79 GB, the application. So it is always preferred to do the packaging of Office applications at the non-working hours or at the end of your working hours. Okay, usually we'll do 1 hour before our working hours, so that this will be created and this particular data is not disturbing any other application, because you are not only creating the application, you are distributing, right? So while you are distributing to the distribution points, if some other application is getting installed on the user machine, the distribution point is busy downloading the software which you have sent it. The busy receiving this particular application which you have sent to them. Meanwhile, while the user is trying to install, the distribution point might not respond fast to the user for the user to install any other application which he is trying to install. Okay, so it is always preferred to do it in the non-working hours or after the business hours. Okay, that's all, guys. That's all is the Office application. Okay, next week we'll try to sort it out everything. Okay, and I will also try to show you one Intune application also. Next week we'll try to take 2 to 3 classes and wind up all the remaining topics, few important topics, and we'll close it. Okay, just go through the video once again. and have it handy so that you can create one. Okay, that's all for today. We'll meet it in the next session.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good day. Yeah,
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye.
Okay.